Hey there, everyone. How's it going? I hope you're all doing fine. And welcome again to a new video in the channel, and welcome to a new scene breakdown. I'm glad to have you here, and I'm really happy that you clicked on this video. And if you're coming here from the past video, I also want to say thank you because I didn't expect the video to have that many views in such a short time. But yeah, so how's it going? Today I'm going to be doing a new scene breakdown of this render that you'll be looking here on screen and that you can see here on the render preview. And I'm also gonna go step by step, like showing how we got to this final result. So let's start with a quick debrief on how we got the idea for this render. So turns out a couple months back, I think it was like last Halloween or something, I got the chance to play and actually collaborate in this game called To Fathom, and they had just released their fourth episode called I think it's Ironbark Lookout. I really recommend this game if you have the chance to check it or play it on Steam. It's a really good game. And so the thing is, I'm a big fan of horror games, of indie horror games, and this game just had something. I don't know. Maybe it's the way it looks. Maybe it's the VHS stuff. But it just had something that I really liked about it. And I'm not gonna get into a lot of the story of this thing because it has nothing to do with the video. But most of the plot of this episode is about a guy staying in a watchtower, a fire watchtower. And I don't know, but the main idea of this game was just, I don't know, it was nice. And when we got the first trailer and I saw this image that's actually the promotional art of the game, I knew that I had to do something. And of course that time I didn't know anything about Blender, but now I do. So I thought to myself, I gotta do something with this image. It's just great. You can, here's the, let me see. Well, it's this image, and it's just awesome. It's really cool. So I thought to myself, I want to recreate this shot and see how close can I get to a similar result to this thing. So now let's get onto the scene that as you can see, everything it's a lot more it's more organized now. And I also created this new layout that I call the workspace. I used it like the regular one, but I created this one called workspace, where I have like every area. I have the properties, the outliner, and I have more stuff here. So let's go thing by thing. So I'm going to turn this to random, and I'm going to turn in cavity so I can explain to you everything that's going on. So here's our rendered preview, and there is a lot of stuff happening here just on this scene, and I want to tell you guys how I got done every single one of these things. So of course the main subject or image is of course none other than the tower itself. So the original idea was to basically just make this scene out of kit bashing, and I spent some time looking for actual good models of a firewatch tower, of a lookout tower, and I couldn't find really good ones. So actually what I did, and just to keep track, sometimes I like to model stuff, some other times I like to kit bash using stuff that I made and free resources. There's nothing bad with doing that. But I spent some time looking for good models of a fire tower, and I couldn't find any. So I created one. I took this staircase, I actually had it from a previous asset that I had modeled before, and I'm gonna use the fly camera. And basically what I did, as you can see, the I'm gonna hide the scale just for now. As you can see, the model of the tower, it's not really that similar to the one in this image from the original art. As you can see, this one's like a little bit more bigger, and you have this like big windows that go all around the tower. I was gonna go for something similar, but I thought I wanted to give like my own touch, and so when I started model like the body of the tower, I wanted to make something smaller, and I wanted to make something to give the illusion that it was a smaller tower, smaller cabin, not that big as the one you have here. So that was kind of more like a personal liking. The windows are these ones are from Ian Hubert's. It's from his Patreon, I think. And basically I just used these ones, and these things are just pure planes, and I basically just put this thing on and applied a boolean so I can get, you know, the interior of the windows here. This is a regular antenna that I had made before. I had modeled this one. And inside the tower, this is pretty much there's with the tower, and the textures, they're all I think I used just an image texture for this roof, and the rest of them are just textures of polyheaven. Like I told you in the last video, I used these textures. They're really useful. And that's pretty much the breakdown of the tower itself. And inside of the tower, it was inside, yeah, I have this point lamp right here. And this is basically what creates the illusion of the light inside of the cabin, the tower. So you can change this to any color, and this is basically what's creating this illusion of having color inside. I mean light, sorry. So this is basically for the main subject, which is the tower. Now, for the character that's actually inside, well, not inside, kind of inside in, but it looks like he's in the inside of the tower. That wasn't my original idea, but it worked also. Just like the past video, if you haven't watched it, I would recommend if you want to go and watch that breakdown too. This is nothing but a PNG character, a PNG sequence. I have them here on, basically I have this browser here, and I have this pack of characters. So I just got one, and you know, just images explains, and I dropped them in. And of course I had to fix the perspective of where the characters he's supposed to be looking at, and he's like the second subject, you could say. And my idea, I originally thought that maybe it would be more like enough light coming out of this window so you would kind of like see that he was outside of the tower, he was standing here in this balcony. But at the end it kind of looks like he's, I don't know. I asked a friend, and he thought he was inside. Maybe that would have made a little bit of sense, but you know, it wouldn't look the same. I think this could have worked also. Doesn't look that bad. But the thing is, the scale works. This PNG character just works, and it looked great. So that's how I got my character. Sometimes I used regular 3D characters. Sometimes I get them from Das Studio. But in this case, this PNG just works just fine. And that's basically for the main subject or the picture. Then we have the sky. This is the same thing that I did on the last video. It's just a sky frame. I learned this from Max, and basically here I have sky frames. This is a bag that I got also, and that's basically what it is. It's just sky frame. And I also have this. There's nothing for the world this time. I was using a sky texture, but I took it off. I removed it. I just have like main background color. For the lighting, I have these packs of light presets. These are just the main like area lights, all are free, and then I have one here in the bottom, just creating like kind of like ambient light across the tower. And there, I placed them on a very specific position because I thought of the moonlight coming from above this part of the roof, just shining all down there. You're gonna see how it works better with the rest of the forest. But there's nothing much to it. It's just regular lights. You can see point labs. Oh, I thought I had saved them as area lights, but yeah, point works just fine. You know, just playing with light a little. And also, I have forgotten about this. Here the tip of the. Let me take this off real quick. There we go. Here on the tip of the antenna, actually, what I did was I applied. There's a separate material that's just a red emission, a really high red emission, and I want to make like, I don't know. If you look at the original image, there's this thing pretty far away. I think it's like a communication tower or something. Oh, you can look at here better. But of course I wasn't gonna go for the same approach, so what I did was just put like a really red shine on the tip of the antenna, and that worked fine too. Okay, what's next? Let's see. We have also, let me check. Let me see. This thing, okay, I'm gonna show you what it is right now. Here is the rest of the environment. So I'll show you this on my. No, actually, I didn't. So this is new. I didn't do this in the last tutorial. So the thing is, creating a forest environment with actual 3D assets can be really resource consuming, and it can be so slow to actually render. And when doing a scouting system, it can take so long, and my viewport gets also so slow. And so basically it's very computing demanding. It uses a lot of power, a lot of resources, and it gets the job done, but sometimes it's not the like my preferable approach. So this thing right here, basically what it is, it's just a lot of PNGs of trees. That's what they are. Let me see if I can show you. Oh, I have the mist pass. Wait a second. General. Normal. I'm gonna use this. No, it wasn't normal. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Here we go. And I'm gonna take off the volume for a second. This thing, it's just a bunch of PNG assets. You can see they're not really even like high poly. They're low poly. And this thing, you can create this thing with a regular particle system in Blender. But I created them with this add-on called Alpha Trees. That's really cheap. You can get it, and basically I have a lot of facets that I can use to create like a particle system, and they're also animated. And they have a bunch of options that you can tweak. You can even add snow to it. You can have, look at this, you can even add a lot of stuff. And basically, I got to this approach because, like I said, creating these kind of environments with actual 3D assets can be really powerful demanding and resource demanding, at least with my computer. And the way that this thing works so fine is because the trees are optimized for the camera view. So you're gonna look at it right here. If I move my camera to a side or to another, the trees just kind of spawn or just show just where the camera is able to see, just on its focal point. So even with this thing, it keeps saving resources. So this is the plane is just a mesh of a landscape. I showed you this in the last tutorial, and in the back part I did exactly the same thing, just with a higher scale. And you can see like this thing looks like a mountain. There's a lot of trees, And like I said, this thing it's really cool because it's completely customizable, and I can change pretty much everything. I can change the seed, the amount of wind, the spacing between trees, which is also really useful. So creating an environment with this tool, it's really easy, and that's how I got the forest environment itself. Then what's next? I think we're not missing a lot now. The volume's actually the last time I tried using this add-on that I showed you, it was called Alt Tab Fog. But this time I just went for a regular volume, and maybe you guys already know this thing. This is pretty common. It's just the mix between a principal volume and a volume scatter, and this one worked just fine. And like I've showed you, my scenes are actually, I'm trying to make them pretty small and simple just to keep them optimized and all the thing. And then yeah, this volume worked just fine. You can see it gets the job done and works pretty well. In the compositing, I was using the mist pass originally, but I ended up just going with, you know, same regular volume. And then for compositing, for this render and the animation, again, I used my regular setup here that I use with this add-on called Compositor Pro, and then I tweaked a couple settings back in Photoshop. And for the animation, I just use DaVinci Resolve. That's what I've been using. I've been trying to learn how it works and everything. And that's pretty much everything in the scene. As you can see, it's a pretty easy setup. It's not a lot of stuff, and most of the things that you can see here, I've been trying a lot to mix these things between 2D and 3D, and they've been working quite fine actually. They get the job done, the illusion done, and I also really like the style that we get. So and you wouldn't even be able to tell really, like, if this thing wasn't a PNG of a real character. And these trees actually look quite fine to be just plains of trees. So the illusion and all of the settings and stuff here works pretty fine. And for the animation, again, it's just, again, just the noise modifier. Let's see if it's here. No, where is it? Dub shoot here. There's not a lot of stuff. Just steal the camera with the noise modifier. You can do this with any camera. It's the same thing. You can see here. It's just noise modifier, and that's it. Just a mix of the camera movement with the trees and everything, and we got that final look. But yeah, as you can see, the creation of this scene was quite simple. It wasn't that much of a thing, and again, I'm trying to show you guys my point that I expressed on the past video. Then you don't need to do a lot of stuff to get a pretty good result. And yeah, I had a lot of fun actually creating this piece and recreating the art from the game, from Fears to Fathom. I really recommend you guys trying the game. I'm gonna link the game in the description if you wanna check it out. But yeah, I had a lot of fun creating this piece, and hopefully I'll be creating something new soon so I can bring it to you guys, and you can, we can do this scene breakdown here together. Again, if you guys have any kind of feedback, any doubt, or any comment, it would be really nice if you could leave it in the comments. Or if you need help with something specific, something that wasn't clarified here, or you want to know a little bit more about my workflow, it will be nice to guide you with it. So again, thank you for clicking on the video, and thank you for staying here, and thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon. So thank you. Take care.